Good morning from Texas. I'm in Texas again. Today is the first day of my event that I am attending, so I'm going to get ready for the day. It's going to be a big day. There's lots going on, so I'm going to bring you with me. It is day one of CEO Mama. Back in Austin, we are at the Hyatt Lost Pines, and I'm definitely going to do a little resort tour, room tour, because I'm obsessed. It's so Texas, it's so fun. So we have just spent the morning doing basically just like little jumps around loads of different topics, like popcorning around lots of things. We've literally covered everything from like team to what's working in content to what's working in ad strategy, like funnels, but also just like loads of just like random things that are coming up, and it's really, really powerful. So I've just had a little quick freshen up break. I have my husband here and my baby here, so went to see them at lunchtime, and now I'm heading back to the event venue for our afternoon session, and it is just glorious weather. Literally this summer is bringing me back to life after like British January, February, which is just grey and rainy. If you know, you know. And now we're back and it's literally stunning and so warm. And yesterday we were literally walking around in shorts, and everyone from Texas was wearing coats. They were like, it's so cold. And I'm like, no, the stress is melted away when the sun comes out. So yeah, this is like the event area. And we have like a couple of different meeting rooms where we're doing our sessions, which are a mix of like business, masterminding, and then more embodiment work, or like mindset stuff, which is really, really great. So can't show you much, but I will show you a couple of the different things that I get up to over these next couple of days. But yeah, always such a great week. Good morning. It's 5:45, 5:43. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna go to the gym. I think we're finally over the jet lag, hopefully. I've been alright, Jake's been okay, Austin has not been okay. Toddlers and jet lag is like a whole other thing. And we've been battling with like sleep regression or sleep stuff for what feels like ages now. So I was already anxious about coming to another country with a 6-hour time difference, but I think we're finally nailing it. We'll probably nail it and then we'll have to fly home and then we'll have the same. But coffee solves everything. I'm being quiet because baby is still sleeping. So yeah, let's get ready for the gym. I am gonna go get a leg day workout in, which my PT has programmed for me based on what I have here at the hotel gym. So I'm hoping I'm gonna get there and it's not gonna be too busy, because yesterday there was a lot of people there, so fingers crossed. Hi, Austin. Hi. How do you feel about Mama going to the gym? Okay. Uh-oh. What's uh-oh? Hi, Betty. Hi. Hello. Did you have a good sleep, Austin? Hi. Gonna be a good boy. I love you. Love you. Hey. Okay, 6 a.m. club. Going to the gym. It's like 17 degrees outside, which is not that warm for Texas, but for me, it's great. There's nothing better than starting your day when it's just so nice and quiet out. And I find when I go on retreats and events like this, like it's very intense. It's amazing, but it's very intense. Like you're like oftentimes like processing a lot of stuff, or you're just like doing like quite deep work. So anything that you can do to like get out of your head and like move more, get into your body more. Like for me, that's a workout or a walk. And also just having alone time. So he travelled with Jake and Austin this time. So I'm literally like around other women all day, which is amazing. I love it. Lovely, great. And then I'm with Jake and Austin the whole time. Amazing, love it, great. But I also really need my own company. So yeah, that's important. Let's hope that the gym is ready for me. And today I learned how to paint clouds. How are you feeling about the clouds?
Warm.
Great. We're stressing out. Okay, so I'm trying to push a stroller and record. Maybe I need to get better at this. The retreat wrapped last night. It was incredible. We have just had like a family day today. I've just been like hanging out, making the most of the resort. Usually I like to take time to like integrate all the stuff that we've been going through, but in all honesty, like on a family vacation, that just isn't possible, is it, Austin? Honestly, I think this kid just knew that mum and dad wanted to chill out and hang out today. We just went out for We got a really cute dinner on the deck. There's a place called Maud's and we ordered cocktails and charcuterie and it was so nice, but this kid just wasn't having it. We've got like full-on toddler meltdown mode. And honestly, it's just exhausting. Like, I know we're good parents, I know I'm a good mom, but it definitely makes you question it a lot when you're out in public. If you're in a foreign country, and I mean, it's not, like it's America, it's not foreign to me, but you know what I mean. Being away from home, trying to have like a nice experience. You know other people around you are trying to have a nice experience, and then you just got a kid who's like, nope, not gonna eat, not gonna do this, not gonna let you chill out. So Jake is now at the restaurant, paying the bill, and we are heading back to the room. But this hotel is so nice. This is like the little atrium. We have a suite on the second floor, which is really nice. I actually upgraded us when we got here because I had a really nice room and was really excited about it, but then just thought, you know what, we're here for 5 nights. Having the extra space is so important. It is Sunday. It is officially the final day of being here in Texas. This time has flown. It's definitely like, it's been like a whole whirlwind, and I've just come up to this like little terrace. It's honestly the quietest place on the resort right now. This resort is huge. It's such a gorgeous property, and I've tried to show like little snippets of it throughout the trip, but yeah, I'm right now sitting on this deck, and yeah, you can see like right down to the Colorado River, and there's like fire pits everywhere. There's like cute stuff for kids to do. There's a whole like, timetable of activities and things, but I've been like, all morning I've said I'm just going to record a little thing for my vlog and just talk about the week, and then every time I go and find a quiet space I'm like, there's children, and or there's my child. So anyway, here we are. So this trip has been amazing. I say this every time I do something like this, and I have been like actually sharing like little snippets on social media throughout. Like what I will say is that I will never be able to share like the depth of the stuff that we go into with CEO Mama, because it's not just like standard kind of business retreat or business mastermind. It's very heavy on like the somatic work, on the inner work. Like I hate to say like you just have to be there. That sounds really shitty. Like I don't want to share it. I do, but there's just things that are just so like you just wouldn't ever, no other event in the world that exists does this kind of stuff, like covers this stuff in depth and like pushes you to your limits of like vulnerability and expansion and everything. So to that point, and obviously there's like a lot that's shared like amongst the group with myself, with other women, everything, which is like, you know, maybe vulnerable or maybe difficult. And we do a lot of stuff like breathwork practices, for an example, which can go like insane. It can be like all sorts of different experiences. So we've done a lot of that this time, and we've done the more like business mastermindy kind of stuff as well. And I think I really love that. I love having the mix because I love being able to expand my business. That's obviously a whole huge focus for me. That's why I love being around other women with really successful businesses, other women who are also further along than me, who might have multiple 7-8 figure businesses, and have been in business longer than me or do different things to me. There's people with very, very different kind of companies, which I really love, because I can learn like different strategies and figure out, well, could that apply to what I do? Could I use that? So I think that's really important. And then the whole other piece is obviously like the inner work, the somatic work. And as mothers, like we just don't get that time to ourselves. Like I was saying, like just to find a minute where I could just sit and record this, or just like sit with my own thoughts, like that just doesn't happen at home. Even like if my son is in daycare, then I am generally working, because he's only in childcare for a couple of days a week. So I only work a couple of days a week, and I always feel guilty if if he's being looked after, that I need to just do stuff, I need to be productive, I need to work, and like that's not a good mindset to have. So it's something that I'm definitely working on, and I've definitely worked on being able to achieve a lot more in less time. But still I do work like 3 days a week. I don't just want to stop working, and that's not realistic. So taking yourself out of your environment is so powerful to be able to like shift how you're showing up, shift how you're feeling, shift what you're doing, shift your focus, shift like your energy, every single thing. And like there's a lot of people who would look at what I'm doing here and who would probably make assumptions on why does she feel she needs to fly to the US to do this kind of stuff? Why does she need to invest to do this? Why does she join these kind of groups or whatever? And that's cool. I respect if people see this as something that's like, oh, an edge, or it feels like triggering, or it feels like, oh no, why didn't she just hang out in London or whatever? And that's completely fine. But I've just never been that person that's like, just keeps it simple, keeps it plain, keeps it close to home. I really like to push myself. I like to do stuff outside of my comfort zone. I like to take myself out of different rooms. I've spoken quite openly about the fact that I very, very rarely get involved with industry events anymore. I would say I probably go to one like high level event per year, and that's only if like it matters a lot. I know it's going to be incredible, or I know it's going to be like challenge my thinking or expand me, or something like that. I will not just say yes to everything that everyone else does, because that isn't the way that I want to grow. So I think that's a big thing. And so it was a very conscious decision for me when I decided to invest in this mastermind, which was to the tune of around $30,000, that it was the right place for me. And I truly, like, everything that that I've been through over the last year, being a part of CEO Mama, has quite literally changed my life, has changed me. I'm going to do another video like when I'm home about general like what it's meant to be in a mastermind for a year. And like, this isn't my first mastermind, this isn't my first time in the kind of like CEO Mama, like BossBabe kind of world and the programs that they've done, but this has been very, very different. So that's going to have its own video. But with that and pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone and going to retreats and things, like, it's not easy. Like, it's never going to be the easy choice to have to get on a 12-hour flight. It's never going to be the easy choice to invest thousands of dollars in yourself. Like, but do you want business to be like this, or do you want business and your life to be like this? Like, how many possibilities do you want? Like, how many options do you want? And if you want to play it safe and you want to keep it like really, really simple, that's amazing, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I strive for a version of simplicity and a version of freedom which is truly, truly expansive. I know to get to the level that I want, I do have to do and make moves that 99% of people won't make, especially in and around the events industry. So that's just something I've been thinking about as well. And like, I think it's very heavy on people think like, what can I get out of being something like this? What can I get? What do I get? Like, what's the ROI? And if you're coming at it from that angle, you're kind of coming at it from the wrong angle, because you need to be thinking about it as much more of a holistic, like, bigger picture thing. Like, you might get your money back, whatever that looks like, but you also might completely shift the way that you view something, which is going to unlock way more income and impact for you. And to get yourself out of like your usual space is the way to do that, is the way. And being around other people who activate you, who inspire you, and who are further along than you, gives you no choice but to expand and no choice but to grow towards where they are or where they've been. And I think that's something that's really important. And another takeaway is like the focus on the inner work and the nervous system regulation. Like, I always think that I've got something covered, and I'm like, oh yeah, I feel calm, I feel like I've got the capacity, I feel like I've got the mindset, and then something else sneaky will come along and you don't realize it. So like the nervous system work, the somatic work, the embodiment practices as well. Like, we did quite a lot this week of like embodiment, and we store so much energy in our bodies, so actually moving our bodies and shifting and like pushing the way that we think in a couple of different ways, in a couple of different modalities this week was very, very powerful. But I think so many people like always want to run to like the next trend or the next, like, how can I just learn everything about one topic, or how can I get an ROI in this, or how can I just pick the right person for my team? And actually that's all fine, but that's the surface level stuff. If you want to really become the person for whom your goals are inevitable, you have to be able to focus as much on the inner work as you do the outer work, which is why I'm so passionate about creating spaces in my world, in my community, for other women to do the same. And if that's the kind of thing that you're like, oh, that's the piece that's been missing, then just send me a message on Instagram with the word becoming, and I'll send you the link for all the information about my community for women in events, which focuses on the inner work. It focuses more on who you're becoming than who you've been. And we don't talk about event trends. It's not some other like dry Slack channel with 5,000 messages a day, or a LinkedIn group where everyone's just self-promoting. This is the place where you actually go deep on what you truly need to be able to be the next version of yourself, because as women in the events industry, we're always putting ourselves last. We are in an industry that glorifies hustle. No matter how far we've moved away from that, there is still a lot of deep rooted conditioning, and it's down to, you know, people like you and I. If you've got this far with this video, you're that kind of person. It's down to people like us to shift our way of thinking, to do things differently, to, you know, to say, actually, I'm not happy just always pushing through. I actually want to be able to be a better leader by prioritizing myself, my health, my wealth, my happiness. So that's an invitation for you, and I'll link it in the show notes as well, so that you can like see what it's all about. But I guess to like round this up, it was never going to be easy for me to fly my baby out to Texas for, like, to sit in a room for 2 days. And that's not the point. The point is the fact that if you are not letting yourself go outside of your comfort zone, do different things, shift your energy, shift your environment, shift the people that you are around, don't expect to grow and don't expect to stay the same. And of course, this was a stretch for me. Like, this was a huge investment for me. There's a massive event on right now in Austin, and like the flight prices were super, super high, to be very transparent with you. And I was like, maybe we shouldn't come. Also, I'm not at a point yet. I am going to be soon, but right now I don't leave my little boy, and it's just, that's a personal choice. Partly because, actually, I don't need to explain myself, it's just a personal choice. So that means that every time I fly to something like this, he comes too. So I then have to also fly out like childcare, someone to look after him. This time it's his dad, so my husband's come as well, which is incredible, because then we get to spend time together as a family, we get to spend time together, you know, as a couple when he's gone to bed, and that's really lovely. But that's all part of it. Like, it's never just, oh, get the cheapest, quickest flight I can out. It's like, okay, how can I make this work for the environment and the situation that I'm in? So, like, I have showed snippets of like how it's not always easy, or it's not always just like business. And there are times where, you know, I've been to events like this and then I've had all this time to reflect and do all this solo work and like go to the spa or go out for drinks, and like, it's not like that, but you just make it work with the situation that you've got. So I try and like pack as much into trips like this, but I also leave space for like expansion. Like, we've not really done anything the last 24 hours. We've just been here hanging out in the resort, just like going out for dinner, going on walks, even just sitting in our hotel and just like enjoying time together. Like, it doesn't always have to be like a whole song and dance. But it gets to be whatever you want it to be. So my points to round up are, make sure that you're pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. It's not always easy, but it is always so, so worth it. And like, how can you shift up your environment? Either the people that you're spending time around, the places that you're spending time around, the networks, the groups that you are around and in. How can you shift that up in a way that will expand you, push you outside of your comfort zone, challenge your way of thinking, and help you grow as much on the inside as you do on the outside? Okay, so this is the Hyatt Lost Pines. This is where we have been staying this week. The entrance is so cool. It's giving like Disneyland vibes, if Texas had a Disneyland. I love it. Lots of American flags, lots of Texas flags, and lots of trucks.